Okay.
Everybody.
You in?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to know, just for certain. Let me pull up the chat. Uh, because I need to see what people are commenting, so it doesn't get out of hand, if you know what I mean. Let's see.
Okay.
I'll I can't stand it. I'll start a proper intro within a few minutes. I just want to get everything set up. Wanted to get set up.
Um.
Oh,
What? Oh.
okay. I see someone. They say hello. Okay. Pull that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope you don't get out. Let's hope you don't. Let's hope you don't cut out or anything like that.
Yeah, I hope
That
so.
that would really suck. Okay, let me pull up. And for some reason, my computer wants to be slow.
Yeah.
Responding to things anyway.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Let's see. Okay, have that pulled up. Let's see. Good. Lower down the Skype. Lower down the Skype. Okay. But yeah, we have one person in right now.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm here. Move this over here. Okay. Should be good. So I'm on me now. So, and I froze on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, sun's a hot star.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Wait for the video to. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Well,
What's going on, guys? Tornado Sponge here, coming to you with another live stream, and you're probably wondering why are there 2 live streams in one day? Well, the first one was just a test. I wanted to see what I could do. Just I don't know. That didn't really work out, but I have a special guest, and he's going to be revealed. You already know who he is because you read the title. It's Brendan Barney. Say hello.
hello, everybody.
That's good. So, over the last few days, me and Brandon have been chatting. We've been talking about all kinds of different stuff. What are some of the things we talked about, Brandon?
Well, we talked about how you were I actually talked about how your latest VHS tape was jumpy in one of your videos.
Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty cool. I would like to say hello to the people in the chat room. I have the chat pulled up to the side. I do believe that Zay175 Network is on, and this really long name, the Wiggles for the win, Tea Titans Go, FTL 1999 EDCP. Oh my God, that's a long name. He says,
Yeah.
"Hello, Scott. Hello to you, to the both of you who decided to join this live stream." Now, Brandon.
Uh-huh.
Now, Brandon, I did tag your name in this live stream, so if people wanted to see you, it'll be linked to this. So, I guess, just give me if you have a few minutes, just tell me about yourself.
Well, I've been like, I wasn't really a Go animator back then. I didn't really join Go Animator until May 2013 when I started making a grounded series of Eric. Well, and well, back in Christmas 2011, my channel was already getting pulled up. Was started up. So I used to make a series called The Many Adventures of the Annoying Orange, but it was canceled after 3 whole seasons and about 2 episodes of season 4 because well the computer I used to use back then was laggy and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I made a second channel called Brandon Barney, which is right here. And yeah, my channel's been growing ever since.
If you guys don't know, Brandon Barney actually he actually is subscribed to me. He has about 20,000 subs. He's about a few hundred away from them, and me and him have been in contact with each other. We've been talking about things like Go Animate. I've been talking about how I wanted to, make a movie out of the comedy world of Go Animate, but due to this whole, BS uh, about Flash being removed from HTML5, and then non-business themes are removed. I feel like that's on hold until that gets replaced or something cloning that comes along. But
Yeah. Um.
uh,
Hmm.
is there anything you would like to contribute?
Well, nothing really except for this one. Well, the sun's a hot star.
Mercury's hot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that song. I actually sung that at my high school, and my science teacher, Earth and science teacher, she was like, "Is that from Blue's Clues?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know that song." So hold on, Brandon. Let me put a quick update to my channel so people know that I'm live streaming. So hold on.
Okay.
Live stream happening now with special guest Brendan Barney. Come see. See you there. And these videos are usually 5 seconds long. They're quick to put up.
Yep.
Hopefully people will start to come.
Yep.
We're just kind of getting warmed up here. I gotta go to the YouTube capture because that's how I put videos from my phone on.
Yep.
Put all videos. Dupe.
Yeah.
Just talk for a few minutes while I do this.
So yeah. Anyways, guys. So yeah. On my channel, I actually uploaded the very first hangout with this guy right here, and yeah. When I met this guy for the first time, I actually made an introduction to that video, like every other introduction, and he was a special guest on my hangouts. So I talked about how I liked him so much, and I think I don't really know how I got to his channel, but well, I think I saw one of his videos, and well, I subscribed to him ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I like I said, I just do this for a hobby. I also do this for historical reasons because um things that I find on the VHS tape are usually not found anywhere else. They're not on DVD, they're not on Blu-ray, they're not on the live stream cam, and we have a face. Here's Brandon Barney right here. So I'll get back to me right now. Uh, but yeah, that's just basically it. I just put in a VHS tape, see what's on there, and I upload it to the internet for you lovely people to see. Uh, that video actually just got put up, so I don't know how many people are going to join. I don't think there's really anyone joining right now, but
Well,
you know,
well,
but they can see it later if they wanted to. But I would preferably had some sort of audience.
the reason why nobody is joining is because, well, you didn't add anybody here.
Didn't add anyone.
Well, yeah.
Well, I usually just send out a notification, um, you know, on my YouTube channel just to see what there is. We have a comment here from the very long name of the Wiggles FTW. He says, "Hey Scott, how old were you when you recorded your first YouTube channel?" Let's see. I think I was 15. No, wait, no. Hold on. My first, I was 15. But if we want to go all the way back to when I was on YouTube since 2008, that would have to probably be around 2011, 2010. So I'm gonna say, probably 10, 11. So to answer your question, yeah.
But yeah,
So,
well, I did mention this in a separate chat before, but well, I did mention in a separate chat before that in the series finale of Blue's Clues, They Might Be Giants got an appearance in the video mail.
I think I remember that. Yeah, I think I actually do remember that
Yeah, it was also
because
one of
it was a band playing, and I was like, "Who the heck are these people?" You know.
Mhm. So yeah, if you guys don't know what They Might Be Giants is, well, that that is the band that actually composed the theme song to Higglytown Heroes.
Then put you on the face cam. There you go.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna say about that?
Well, I did say to the viewers that if you don't know what They Might Be Giants are, it's the band that composed the theme song to Higglytown Heroes.
Yeah, Higglytown Heroes. I remember growing up with that. Um, when when uh when I was in pre-K, and every morning I get up and Playhouse Disney would be on, and that would play. So
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's see. Would you just ever imagine to like do you ever imagine what it would be like to do in real life?
that'd be amazing because I'd probably be skidooing everywhere, including some controversial for people in the chat room, Ronnie, shout out to you people there. Even though there's like one viewer right now in the chat, in watching us right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh.
uh,
Let's say what am I? You know, some people with that. So you know, people like you know, people like Brown Johnson kind of just make me get all confused. Like, who would name a person named Brown?
that's how the naming is. I mean, my last name's Wild. You know, WILD. That's my real last name, and uh, you know,
Or
that comes from a long line of people that originated from
Texas?
not Texas. It's actually from Switzerland. It originates from Switzerland.
Okay. Yeah, and like seriously though, in Higglytown Heroes, there's an actual character named Twinkle.
Yeah, I did say that. It was actually kind of crazy. Like, what parents would name their kids Twinkle? You know.
Yeah. Uh. Anyways, so guys, if you don't know, well, if some of you don't know how me and him became good close friends on Hangouts, it was during a Q&A live stream where I joined in.
Yeah. Uh, Live stream. You actually joined in, and I saw you, and I knew who you were because I saw some videos. Because one time I looked through my subscriptions, seeing who was the most popular YouTube channel subscribed, And it was Brandon Barney, who had almost 20,000 subscribers. Check out his videos. It was Go Animate videos, which I kind of like, but and I did say like if I wanted to make like a cameo in one of the videos later on in the future, but I don't think I ever sent in the details.
Yeah, really.
And then he joined the live stream. I knew who he was. I sent that in, and then he called me up. I was kind of hesitant to do Google Hangouts because I didn't really use Google Hangouts. Then I did, and well, here we are.
Well, yeah, I didn't really think you sent in the thing, the details of what your avatar should look like.
So, but yeah, it's just a basic picture of the two hosts of Blue's Clues, in the American version anyway, doing the jazz hands. So, yeah, jazz hands. Is anyone here in the chat? Please respond. Anyone here?
I think Thomas Sharkey actually voiced Shovel in 2 episodes, I think.
Who's he?
2 episodes. Oh, Thomas Sharkey, he's the singing voice for Austin.
Austin.
Haven't you ever seen the Backyardigans?
Oh, you mean the kangaroo?
Yeah.
Yeah. He sounds a little bit more like more of a slippery type. In the Backyardigans. Funny enough, I actually do have Backyardigans episode taped, but I don't know which tape it is. I'd have to go through it again, but I do know for certain that it is on there. It's like from the Nick Jr. from like 2004, 2005, when that was post Face.
Oh, like I was about to say, if it came out in 2004, then that was when the series was first premiering.
Yeah, well, I think it was like in 2005. So.
2005, I think.
See. Still curious.
Where they are. I think it was. I got that quote from the episode. What does Blue want to do on a rainy day?
Let's see. Chat. Do you think you could send a notification to your viewers or something? To see if they want to join?
I don't know. They might not know who you are. Oh, hold on a second.
Well, I know a couple of them. The first. Well, he's off doing that.
My dad actually wanted to borrow my headphones for a little bit.
Okay. Well, okay, now we're back to the switching. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So basically, okay, Amazing Man says hello. Hello to Amazing Man. Okay, I lost track of what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I know a couple of people, I joined your first live stream, and I was chatting in there, and a couple of people were like, Scott Wild! Oh, my goodness, it's Scott Wild! So, I mean, it could work.
So,
just say that you're...
All right.
Just say that you're the guest of a live stream.
Whose people? Which people did you recognize? Could you think of any of the names that you saw?
I don't like the only names that I really recognize. In terms of subscriptions, there's this gaming channel that's the Radioactive Husky. He used to be the Blue's Clues theme channel. Dirty Dan, I did some trading with him. The lovely people in the chat that always come to my videos, like Amazing Man, Blue's Clues, Ronnie MC, I don't know, like just a lot of people. Then of course there's you, and then And then
Scott, hold on.
there's
Scott, I found a lot of pictures that say Dirty Dan, but I can't find the actual profile.
um he's the one that that he's the one that has like he kind of does what I do, but just with his tapes and whatnot. He had if you search up
No, that's not what I meant. I meant on Hangouts.
on oh you mean like to the actual hangout? Okay. Is there audio technical difficulties? There shouldn't be. Someone's asking about technical difficulties with audio. There shouldn't be.
Look like.
Hold on, let me see if I can invite other people. Hold on. But I just meant like people in general to like the chat, like the chat room. If you get what I mean.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Vance, the VHS guy in the chat says, "Hello, Brandon and Scott." So
He said hello back.
oh, he said, Brandon says hello back. So can you give me a link so I can join you, please? I don't know why people ask for links. I put it in the freaking YouTube description.
I think they mean the link to Hangouts. I mean, the Hangout that we're in.
Yeah, Justin Thomas. Let me respond to him and see what he says. It's in the this Eternal Dan YT says, "Well, this might be my last comment in forever. I might retire." Okay, that's random, but the script is in the description.
Okay.
So that video's out. It's I'm just waiting for people. I guess it's just like 1, 2, 3 people that joined. I think the most I've had was like 10 people that joined.
Let's see. We got some friends that you love to meet. You gotta make a fun too. Say hello to Bear from the Big Little House, who and only two. Playhouse Disney. That's where I wanna be. That's where we wanna be. Playhouse Disney. We can learn. Remember that commercial?
I don't really remember that. Looks like Eternal Dan was just joking all along. So he says, "I'm kidding. I'm not gonna retire." Laughing face. You know, the one where you make with the lowercase x and then capitalized D.
Oh yeah.
So.
It looks like. I actually know what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, I actually have a topic I could talk about. Internet back in the early 2000s, because even though the internet was invented in 1995 for the mainstream public use, I don't think it really took off until like social media services like Facebook, MySpace, YouTube came on. Hold on, why is your other live stream 9 minutes long? Because like I said, I was testing it, and Eternal Dan says, "Make YouTube great again." YouTube. Great A Andre for love. I love that guy. I remember when I was like maybe as young as like 2, and going online to the kids' websites, mainly Nick Jr., just to play some Blue's Clues games. I think when I really started to expand my horizons was when I was probably 7 years old, maybe 8, and it was in 2007. And my dad discovered. Well, my dad was watching some YouTube videos, and so I was like, YouTube, huh? Let me check out this website. And so I looked up YouTube. It was just a video sharing platform, which I thought was actually pretty cool because it's like you get to see these videos that people are uploading, and before then it was if someone had a video, it was like too bad. You had to be in the same room as them. Appealed to me. I looked at tornado videos. I looked at many other videos, and now here we are, almost 10 years later, and YouTube has become one of the biggest parts of the entire World Wide Web. That sort of thing.
God, I have a great idea for when to end this live stream.
Hmm?
I have a special song that we like to sing when the live stream ends. It's gonna be surprising.
Let's wait for that. There's some people in the chat that want to talk about some things. The really long name for the Wiggles. He says, what is my favorite with the U? Disney/Pixar movie. I guess this could be for both of us. In terms of just Disney in general, I will have to say Zootopia, because that is one of the best movies I've ever seen. But in terms of Pixar,
My favorite.
Hold on. In terms of Pixar, it's Up. What were you gonna say?
My favorite. Yeah. My favorite Pixar movie is Finding Dory.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. You should go check it out.
And then Eternal Dan replied saying, I hope you're really famous soon, Scott Wilde. Same with you, Brandon Barney. Well, Brandon Barney's more famous than me in terms of subscribers. 20 times more famous.
Yeah, plus, joined way back. I actually joined I actually made a channel in October 2013. Or so I thought.
My first YouTube channel was in 2008. January 24th, 2008 is the official day that Tornado Sponge came into existence into YouTube. Even though I was on YouTube in 2007, it wasn't until January 24th, 2008 that I actually officially joined YouTube. And I think I have a video of me just going on YouTube from 2010. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. Let's see.
Mhm.
Did you know that Jennifer Oxley actually used to be an animator for Blue's Clues?
Jennifer, I'm so amazed that I don't know these people.
Well, I do. I know some of them.
Yeah.
Hell, one of the writers that worked on Ben the Big Blue House, Kevin Strader, one of the writers that before he worked on Ben the Big Blue House, he actually worked on an episode of Blue's Clues.
I know that there's this one guy from Texas that actually animated Blue's Clues while in Texas. So there's something for you.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find this video of me going on YouTube in 2010. And okay, come on. Okay, let me see. Is there anyone else in the chat? Okay. Eternal Dan says, and I meant in real life famous. Well, I plan on being famous just through okay, I found it. Hold on, let me okay. Let me see if I can screen share this. Go back to you, and then let's see. Screen share. Where?
That's where we wanna be.
Entire screen. Share. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me pull up the. Where is it? Oh, okay. It's down here. Are you seeing what I'm seeing,
Yep.
Brendan? Okay. Let me pull this up. January 17, 2010. This is the earliest proof I know of me actually going on YouTube from a video standpoint. And yes, I had Bluetooth notebooks all over the house. And I was a crazy kid. See, okay, look. See, look, YouTube. This is YouTube in 2010. Look at this.
Wow. Looks cool.
This is me going on YouTube in 2010. Look how different it looked.
Yeah, it sure looks different compared to now.
I just searched some friend videos. Bye, Linda. You too. Hi. Oh, sorry, I'm responding to someone. So I'm gonna stop it right there. But yeah. Okay, stop. Okay, where's my webcam? So yeah, that's the earliest proof I have of being on YouTube is me looking up Fred videos in 2010.
Uh-huh.
Amazing Man says that early footage made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty crazy back then.
Yeah.
I just had my own imagination and I just did whatever I wanted. So
Do you still have that notebook?
I don't know. I know that I had it for years, but I don't know where it's at. That notebook is actually ties into the Blues Clues Blues Room thing
Oh,
because
Scott, I have something to tell you. You're going to be surprised at this.
oh, can you get a little closer to the mic? You're kind of a little too far. I don't know if you're.
Sorry, I'm using my tablet.
Okay, hold on. Get a little closer to the mic.
What is that? Is this good?
Look closer.
What? Like this?
Okay, I can hear you a little bit. That's fine. What was it that you wanted to say?
Hold on a minute. Scott, you don't expect me to put my mouth on the tablet and make it and get my spit all over it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just having a little
Okay.
difficulty hearing you. Oh, my volume's turned down. That's why.
Okay.
Try speaking up again. Okay, yeah, now I can hear you. I had to turn down the volume because of the footage. Eternal Dance asks, do I play Minecraft? I used to, and I keep saying this to a lot of people. I used to play Minecraft, but I do not anymore. What was it that you wanted to say, Brandon?
Well, when I was younger, I actually looked. I was going on eBay when I typed in Blue's Clues notebook, and it turns out I actually found the real notebook that's on eBay. Same with Joe's notebook.
Like the actual notebook that they used on the show?
I think so. Except it only had 3 pages instead of a lot.
I know of a company online that makes Blue's Clues notebooks like custom made, and the detail is just like so. It's like amazing what they did. Gabriel Bazin asked, "What do you think of YouTube's ridiculous new rules?" I don't want to get really too involved with that because it might be controversial, and well, I mean, I shouldn't worry because I'm not someone that uses monetization. But I mean, what if I wanted to turn on monetization in the future? What is that going to affect me? But I think that a couple they do have a couple of good points, but the other points are just concerning, like really, really concerning. There's the no
No
the
swearing?
none of that nature where they procreate humans. I could understand that a little bit. There's the no violence. I would tend to disagree because there's a lot of videos on here that on YouTube that concern with violence. There's the swearing, which I think that's the most stupidest one of them all because I swear over 90% of YouTube videos I can look up and they're swearing. Then there's drugs, which I don't think that's really that big of a problem. But the most controversial one, no talking of controversial or sensitive topics such as war, political conflicts, natural disasters, that sort of works. The like one of the main reasons I find that controversial is the fact that I can't talk about natural disasters. What if I wanted to talk about natural disasters? You know, that's stupid because I would love to talk about natural disasters. That's like my strong suit. And YouTube saying you can't talk about natural disasters or else we're going to demonetize you. That's basically censorship. Because if you do what they tell you to do, then you get money. If you don't do what they tell you to do, that's literally a form of censorship. What do you think, Brennan?
Well, yeah, I can agree with that. Anyways, I'm not making money off my videos. None of them. All of them. I'm not making money of any of them. They'll just do it to popular YouTubers, I think. But let's get back to what we were doing because I'm getting a little scared of this. So
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Anyways, would it be cool if Xavier Pritchett, the voice of Little Bill, actually appeared in a Blue's Clues episode?
Well, Gregory Hines, the guy who played Big Bill, actually appeared in uh,
Big Bill, Little Bill,
yeah,
the voice of Little Bill, not Big Bill.
I know, but you know how Gregory Hines, the voice of Big Bill, appeared in Blue's Clues, the treasure hunt one, where he was a special guest, and I think he was Jack in that episode. But I don't know about Little Bill. Blue's Clues, we are 5 days. We are 5 days away from the actual 20th anniversary of this show. And when that happens, I'm going to have a little party. We're just going to have a live stream where we're just going to talk nothing about Blue's Clues because it's the 20th birthday of that show and it deserves some respect. What do you think?
Yep. Anyways, So when it gets to Blue's Clues 20th anniversary, I'm going to watch the very first episode that appeared on that day.
Yeah, I think we should, we should follow the copyright laws on YouTube, but I also want to do kind of a reaction to the first episode that came out 20 years ago, just off screen, because if I showed the whole episode, then first, I would not only be breaking copyright laws, I would most likely just be sitting there just being silent. And silent reviewers are the worst. Blue's Clues Dude says hi. So, hello to you. Anyone else in the chat, say hello. So, let's see. So Brandon, I thought of something. You may go animate videos, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what goes into making go animate videos. Not necessarily the grounded videos because that's sort of a common science nowadays. But just take any video idea. How do you do that in Go Animate?
What?
Like when you have an idea for a Go Animate video, maybe it's your random video, maybe it's your grounded video, maybe it's just a random Go Animate video. What goes into making those videos?
Well, it depends on what I hate. It depends on what show, movie, or anything I hate. I sometimes make the script for it. Sometimes one of my friends makes the script for that rant. For example, Breadwinners. Otto Lockhorn actually gave me the script to that video, and well, yeah, it perfectly describes the how I hate Breadwinners so much. It's just butt jokes, profanity, twerking, and all that stuff.
Yeah, Breadwinners, not a really good show. The really long name for the Wiggles says, "What are you going to do on September 8th, 2016?" I think I just mentioned this a few minutes ago, didn't I, Brandon?
Yeah.
Uh, but for the sake of argument, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't hear it. On September 8th, 2016, after I get home from school, hopefully, I'm going to do a live stream where I react to the first episode of the Blues Clues that was released 20 years ago that day. Not showing the episode because copyright reasons, but just giving my honest reaction to an episode that's going to be 20 years old, and that's a really long time. You know.
Uh-huh.
Um. What is your worst favorite episode from Blue's Clues?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that that's a worst and favorite because it's kind of weird that there's gonna be a worst favorite. you know.
How
Um.
about how about how about we'll just take it as least favorite.
Least favorite. Probably half the episodes from season 6 because they were a little too fast paced. Didn't really, give enough time to do that, but that was partially due to Blues Room's fault. Um, but you know, I don't really have a least favorite episode of Blues Clues, but if I did, it would probably be one of the episodes from season 6, which only lasted for 10 episodes for some reason.
Well, I think it's because they ran out of ideas for episodes, so they just left it like that.
Ran out of ideas. And this is the show that's more this was the show that was more popular than Sesame Street at one time. They did a whole ton of research into so many topics. I kind of imagine what would have happened if they actually took it one step further and talk about maybe topics that Mr. Rogers would talk about, like maybe family problems like divorce, death even. But this is for preschoolers. But then again, Mr. Rogers was kind of intended for preschoolers as well, and he handled that pretty well.
Yeah. To be honest, I thought Mr. Rogers was kind of boring.
I mean, I could see that, but I thought he was really nice. I think that's what attracted me being attracted to him in the show is just how calm and nice he was. He talked to the kids level. He understood. The real life Mr. Rogers. He was just exactly like his character. He didn't really like violence. He wanted to be caring in the world, and actually due to him, he was actually a big part in passing the VHS recording laws that came out in like the 70s. Because movie companies were like, "Oh my God, this VHS player is gonna kill our records." Oh my goodness, and then once they finally found out that VHS was giving them more money than if you saw it in theaters, they were like, "Oh yeah, here's our VHS players."
Hey, Scott. Funny that you mentioned Mr. Rogers. There was actually an episode called Our Neighborhood Festival, in which was dedicated to the memory of Fred Rogers.
Yeah, I saw that. The dedication was actually pretty nice. That was like around the time of his death. So, because he did die in 2003, and that episode came out in 2003. Let's see. Blue's Clues dude says, I looked at the wiki, and it says that Steve was the father of Blue and Sprinkles. Well, I mean, I could see it as a father figure, but I would think that he was the owner of Blue. Kristen Castellanos, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Uh, is it Steve is going to call? Okay, that question confuses me. Chandler Phillips. Oh, no, hold on. Vance's TV Archive says, I'm back. I'm Vance, the VHS guy from earlier. Chandler Phillips asks, are you still going to upload the Joe Surprise Party promos and commercials? Okay, we're getting a lot of questions in here right now. Just hold on, Brandon. Okay, about that, I still have to go through the whole tape. I still have to get everything from that. I've been talking to Brandon about it, that sort of thing. Kristen Constellos yells, no! Vance TV Archive says, what's the earliest footage from your VHS collection? There's a videotape that came from the holiday season of 1985, 1986, and that was recorded mainly off of ABC that has Disney's Sunday afternoon movie. There's a Looney Tunes movie special on that. Kristen Castellanos says, I mean, yes, Loose Dude says, and Joe was the mother.
I can't.
Joe was the mother. Okay, first off, Joe is a dude. He has a Johnson. Okay? You know, he can't be a mother if you have a Johnson.
Oh my god, the dog.
He doesn't. His Aunt Flo doesn't come into town and visit him every month. He's not that. Okay. Jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right. So
And then Kristen Castanello says, "I thought Woody and Daffy Duck watched his Blue's Clues." Okay. What were you gonna say, Brendan?
Okay. So well, it's funny that you mentioned that Blue's Clues was at one point more popular than Sesame Street at the time, and better yet, Sesame Street is the king of children's television.
Yeah. I mean, I know I didn't put Sesame Street on my list of the top 10 preschool shows, and in a way I should, but that was my list, and that was my opinion. I mean, if I did a revisit on the list, that would probably make honorable mentions just for being how good it is. Eternal Dan says, Illuminati confirmed, question mark, LOL, and then Blue's Clues Dude says, and Slippery was the ant. Oh my god. Transgender Slippery. Do you know that? Are you reading this chat right now, dude? Oh my god.
I have no words.
Are you seeing the chat literally right now?
I think he literally is, because I think he just lost a brain.
Okay. Where were we?
Oh, we were in the chat. We were talking about how Sesame Street is the king of children's television, or better yet, the grandfather.
Yeah, because without Sesame Street, kids television wouldn't really take off, which would have led to Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer. And without those shows, the current kid shows that we have today within the 21st century wouldn't even exist.
Oh my god! Hold on a second.
Oh, no, it's fine. I can barely hear the dog. It's fine. And Mr. Salt was a female. Oh my goodness, what is up with you? I mean, seriously, Mr. Salt was a female. Did you drink like alcohol and then smoke weed? No, just kidding. Oh man. Some of the information in this chat.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm. Okay.
Oh my goodness. The dude, the Blue's Clues dude just said, and Mr. Salt was a female.
I'm back.
I understand that. I'm trying to talk to you.
Yeah, but yet I was trying to talk to you.
Okay, welcome back. But did you read the chat? Like, look at what it says. And Mr. Salt was a female.
Well, I have no idea because, well, I'm not since I'm on my tablet. Since I'm on my tablet,
Okay. I'll just read it to you then. But yeah, the Blue School dude, he's saying that Mr. Salt was a female.
Could you at least delete them?
I, this Chad won't even appear in the video. Like, with the live stream YouTube videos, like chats don't appear unless they're in the video itself.
Delete those comments because. Could you at least delete those comments because they're really so stupid.
It's freedom of speech. Let them express their minds, unless they start to harass people and they start making threats. That's the only time I will remove comments. If it's something stupid and silly as this, what's the point of removing it? It's just stupid and silly. Okay, so do you remember Max and Ruby?
Yeah.
Yes. It is actually kind of cool that I actually have the first airing of Max and Ruby on Nick Jr. and basically what followed after that, because eight shows within a 4-hour time span. I kind of wish I had the whole entire Nick Jr. block for that day, but you know how long tapes are. Now, if there was a 6-hour tape in there, maybe it could have gotten everything, but I don't know. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts?
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
Any thoughts on Max and Ruby?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was enunciating, but what do you think of Max and Ruby?
All right.
We're having some technical difficulties right now. He'll be back. You people are crazy. Little Bill is pregnant. Then Mr. Pepper said, why? I think that Max is a slave. Wow. You people in the chat are completely crazy and have lost your minds.
By the way, what do you think of the Fairly Odd Parents nowadays?
Fairly Odd Parents. So, I think they started off. Okay, so they started off with the pilot season in season 1, just like this. Just like kind of okay episodes. Then they went uphill for 5-6 seasons. Even after Poof was born, like when Poof was born, the next 2 seasons were going downhill a little bit, but they were still in that section. When the dog was introduced, they went crashing downhill, and the season that they have, this time is completely insane and just lost all logic. Let's see. People in the chat. What kind of friend are you, Blues Clues, dude? Okay, they're talking to him. This is now officially the craziest chat on YouTube I've ever seen. Oh, you think this is crazy? You should see some of the chats that I've been in. I'm one of those war veterans who've been through those kind of chats.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd
live stream where we were all muting Domo.
Let's see. Blue Exclusive Dude says Fairly Odd Parents has season 10. Yes, and it sucks. They're desperate. They want to die. They want to end the show, but they were actually going to end it with season 9, but Nickelodeon was like, no, we're going to give you one more season because we like this show. This brings us more money in, and now they're desperately trying to die because they just introduced a character that completely came out of nowhere. That's a Mary Sue that has to share, Timmy's Fairy Odd Parents. And if there's anyone that should have shared Timmy's Fairy Odd Parents, it would have been, I think her name was Trixie, the little girl that's Vicky's sister.
Actually, Trixie is the popular girl, and that was Vicky's little sister, Tootie.
Tootie, yeah. They sound so alike, but it should have been Tootie that got to share it. That would have probably been hilarious, because we know how Tootie has a crush on Timmy. And Timmy's like, no, get away from me, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't tell. Seriously, the future episodes of the Fairly Odd Parents. Well, and if you say Fairly Odd Parents, I think you meant Fairy Godparents.
Fairy Well, it is fairly odd. Yeah, it is Fairy Odd Parents.
It's because Godparents is the show, Fairy God.
But in the show, the fairies are referred to as Fairy Godparents, but the show title is Fairy Odd Parents.
Yeah, and anyways, well, yeah, they actually, quite recently, the Fairly Odd Parents has broken one rule that didn't get, broken one rule, one of the big laws of Fairy World.
What's that?
If Timmy's Fairy Godparents was getting shown by other children, they go away forever, which they completely threw out the window.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Let's see. Do you have any recorded Wiggles episodes? I have a couple, but like I said, I'll get to that when I want to. Eternal Dan is sleeping, apparently. He's sleeping. Blue's Clues says, do you remember the moon fairy from Blue's Clues? Yeah, it's Luna. She basically came down from a blue moon and said, Blue, you are the last heir to a great dysfunction, pure fairy room where you can talk and sing and play and have completely different friends that just came out of nowhere and that sort of thing.
Okay.
This channel called the Chile channel says hi. Hello, Channel 30 HD de Acampanana. I just butchered that name, but it has Chile at the end.
Well, Scott. Let's see what I'm gonna say. What am I gonna say? Scott. That reminds me of another Luna from another show.
What's that?
It's someone that a certain bear talks to at night.
Someone a certain. Don't you mean Big Bear in the Big Blue House?
It's actually just Bear in the Big Blue House. There's no need to put extra big in the title.
I don't know. I'm kind of I just think of things like that's how I remember the show. It's just you have this giant bear, and so I just refer to him as the Big Bear.
Well,
Blue's Clues Dude says, do you remember Periwinkle? Well, of course. Who could forget about Periwinkle, who made, magic tricks that basically were either mundane, what's the thing? Amateur, and tricks that you could obviously see, the quote unquote magic behind it. But all that aside, Periwinkle was a good character. I really like Periwinkle. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I do like Periwinkle. In fact, in one episode, and it was strongly centered around Periwinkle. He was pretty much the main character, which is Periwinkle goes to school. Like Joe was only shown for Joe was actually I don't know.
Oh yeah, that episode's actually shown on the DVD for Blue's Biggest Stories. Is that Blue takes you to school, and yeah, um, yeah, Joe was just basically like, okay, well, I'm gonna come pick you up later, so have fun at school. And then he comes by like once, where he's like, hey, I'm just here to check up on you, see how you're doing. I'm at the library right now. And then, of course, while the only time that he gets there during break is when a clue appears. So it's like he draws it in. No, wait, I'm sorry, animates it in, and then you have the clues just being like, I'm this item, I sing a little loud, how do we fit together, la la la, you know. Because seriously, like some of the later season 5 episodes, which was like maybe 25 to like 35, half of those introduced that whole concept of the clues being animated.
Nope. Moving pic.
I think that's when it went downhill, was when they introduced the animated clues.
Whoa! Still though, I can't believe them. I can't. The one that actually made me chuckle was the animated circle clue. Like he just went, well, whoa.
Okay. Yeah, Blue Clues, dude. That's what we were just talking about. The clues talking and animating. Eternal Dan asks, who thinks SpongeBob is inappropriate? Well, I mean, some episodes are appropriate enough, but other episodes, they are questionable. And then there's those few episodes that, yeah,
Like
they are inappropriate. Like, which one was it? Oh yeah, A Pow for Gary, where SpongeBob completely
neglects. Neglect.
Thank you. What he said, Gary, and just be all 100% nice. Being to this fluffy puffy thing, and then when this monster comes out and is about to eat Gary, one of the worst moments of the show is when SpongeBob says, "You put Fluffy down right now, Gary, bad boy," and I'm just like, really? SpongeBob has gotten that stupid to not realize that Gary was in trouble. Really? I'm sorry, I'm getting worked over an episode. Okay. Do you remember when Blue's Clues season 6 when they changed theme? I think you're remembering season 5.
Yeah.
Let's see, here's one for you, Brandon. Brendan Barney reminds me of Dan TDM. Do you know who he's talking about?
Dan TM?
Dan TDM.
I have no idea who that person is.
I don't know either. But yeah, SpongeBob has gotten ridiculously bad. I hear that's getting better after the second movie, but I think it's already gone way too deep after those episodes. Especially with SpongeBob being a creeper and just having this love session with Squidward, being like, so.
To the point where SpongeBob apparently wants to marry him and have kids.
Oh, or better yet, he breaks into his house so many times that when Squidward needs a place to stay, or when Squidward comes over to visit SpongeBob to get his vacuum cleaner, it's like he got every single detail from his house because he's broken into there so many times to get every little detail.
He's a psycho.
Like, that is if that happened to me, I'll be like, nope, you stay away from me. I'm going to the police. So,
yeah. I wonder what
let's see.
I wonder what it would be like if SpongeBob actually got sent to jail.
Oh yeah, they would probably die. They would probably go insane because, an innocent soul like that, innocent. I put that in quotes. Let's see. Eternal Blue's Clues dude asks, do you remember Keith from Blue's Clues? Yes, he was the thing that opened up Blue's Room at the end of every season 6 episode.
There were other Steves in different countries. Like,
yeah, there's Kevin.
Take the UK, for example, they had a guy named Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin from the UK and Durante from Portugal, and that's about it. I know that there's a Steve from Korea, but yeah. I don't know the name of that.
I don't know who that person is either. I'm just really confused. Like, he confuses me.
Okay, the Wiggles, for the win, ask, hey, Brandon Barney, this is for you. What is your favorite Blue's Clues episode?
Um. To be honest, I'm not really sure what it is though. I do have a lot of I do have a variety of favorite episodes, like well, the very first episode, but also I like I like soccer practice. That was from season 6. Um, I think I like I think I like Colors Everywhere. That was from season 5, and I think Numbers Everywhere was from season 5 as well. I do like when What Does Blue Want to Do on a Rainy Day? I like Occupations. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where Steve pretends to be a news reporter throughout the entire episode.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's actually a pretty cool profession. Let's see. Um, Eternal Dan says, I'm rich. I'm wealthy. Woohoo. Good for you. Adam Hetzel said, I can't pronounce this guy's last name. Adam H. I'll refer to you as Adam H from now on. So Adam H says, hi, Scott. Well, hello to you, Adam. Blues Clues Dude says, Blues Clues Live. Eternal Dan says, 555.
What?
555. That's all. That's all. Eternal Dan just said. 555. Uh, let's see. And then the Wiggles for the win says, "Did you know that they rarely air season 6 episodes of Blue's Clues on Noggin?" Well, I haven't been. Well, first off, Noggin went out of
now, well, Noggin is now Nick Jr. They changed.
Yeah, Nick, like Noggin is now the Nick Jr. channel.
Yeah.
And second off, they don't even show Blue's Clues all that often on the Nick Jr. channel anymore.
Well, I think they actually do show it on Nick Jr. just at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, like real early in the morning where you have to record it.
Yeah, I actually recorded the whole series. And to that person who was wondering, who said that season 6 didn't air that much, it's because that, well, Blue's Clues actually airs their episodes in the order of the season.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you remember Blue's Clues Live? I never went to one personally, but
not really.
I do remember the advertisements for it.
Me neither.
And then the Wiggles for the win says, "Whoops, I meant Nick Jr." Well, yeah, Nick Jr. Okay. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Well, I didn't really go to Blue's Clues Live that much because I didn't know what it was back then. But I do have a DVD version of Bear in the Big Blue House Live. I actually used to have it, but I didn't know what happened to it.
I do remember seeing Bob the Builder live on DVD, and that was.
Yeah, that.
I think the only thing I remember from that is Bob the Builder climbs up this ladder, and then Spud comes in and is like, "I need this ladder," and he takes it away, and then Bob the Builder's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm stuck on top of a tree. How am I supposed to get down from this?" You know?
I can't come down because I'll kill myself, hurdy dur.
Yeah, like, let's see. King Bob. What about King Bob, Eternal Dan?
What?
Something about King Bob. I don't know.
No idea either. How about this? I think what they could have done for Bob for getting Bob down. Like I think they could have got him down by using Lofty to lift him and then put him into muck.
You don't understand. That tree was pretty high from what I remember. Let's see. Did you know Noggin returns as an app? No, I didn't know. I don't really keep track with Noggin anymore.
Well, I kind of do. I didn't really know that Noggin became an app until now, or until like a few months ago. I didn't really. The classic Teletubbies is actually on the app.
They actually did reboot the Teletubbies recently.
Yeah, I did see a couple of their new episodes though.
Yeah. Nothing like reboots unless they're like really, really good. I would have to stick with the original because, the original, they did 365 episodes.
That's
within a 4-year time span.
Actually, it's
Four,
5.
4 years. Or 5, whatever. 1997, 98, 99. Yeah, 5-year time span. Now you
Actually,
gotta realize,
yeah.
within 8 years, Blue's Clues produced over 150 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
but they probably had minimalistic thing. They had to film it quickly, but that sort of thing. But it's
Actually,
yeah.
well, actually, the reason why they release episodes quickly is because well, they have to start production on the episodes first before they air them.
Yeah.
They have to get to their schedule on time.
Fun fact: Teletubbies actually made the real, Teletubbies. The actors who played them, they actually came to New York back in 2007 to do kind of a British invasion of their own.
I know that. I've seen a video of them receiving an award.
They went to Times Square. They went to the Apollo Theater, which I don't really know where that's at. They went to
yeah, I actually saw a video of the Teletubbies by the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, they went to the Statue of Liberty. They went to Central Station. It was basically just all out like British invasion. Because the Teletubbies are technically British. Teletubby Land is probably a constituent country of the United Kingdom.
Well,
no
yeah,
doubt.
except the original Teletubby Land was turned into a lake.
Oh, well, I mean, at least it's a lake. I mean, it would be easier to find. So, I mean, let's see. Do I like Joe? Yes, I do like Joe.
Yeah.
I prefer Steve over him, but in terms of liking him, I do like Joe. I actually like them both of them. That's why my profile picture is the both of them doing the jazz hands instead of just Steve doing the jazz hands or Joe just doing the jazz hands. It's both of them doing the jazz hands. So
there was actually in Joe's surprise birthday party, it was Tickety and Mr. Saul doing the jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Okay. Let's see. When are you gonna do more top 10 videos? Well, to be honest, I don't know. I haven't really done much to do top 10s. I'm not gonna say what I'm planning because then I'm gonna get requests up the butt about it. Which again, I'm a no request, no promise kind of guy. Dan just puts in 1010101010. So, and then 10.
Okay, so when you want to end this live stream?
In this live stream, how about 15 minutes? How about in 15 minutes?
Okay.
That'll be a great ending time.
Yeah.
Let's see. People in the chat. Do you have any questions you want to ask us? Because this is the last 15 minutes. Just ask any question that's, not harassment and not a threat. Okay. And something that makes sense. Please make it make sense. Do not be Eternal Dan that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay? Makes sense.
Yeah. Or better yet, don't post random numbers like 555 or something like that.
Yeah, and 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see. He said King Bob was a reference to the Minions. Oh my god, the Minions movie. Jeez. Okay, I loved Despicable Me. I thought it was one of the funniest movies of the decade. And then I saw Despicable Me 2, which I thought was just as good as the first Despicable Me movie. And then Minions came along and it sucked. Because one of the theories that I've adopted is if you put the comedy relief characters as the main focus point, you are going to fail. Let's see. The Wiggles for the win. Ask, hey Scott Wild, what is your favorite DreamWorks movie? I feel like I'm repeating these questions every live stream. Okay. My favorite DreamWorks movie is Shrek 2. What is your favorite DreamWorks movie, Brandon?
What?
What's your favorite DreamWorks movie?
I haven't seen many movies that much, but if I had,
Shrek.
if I,
Like Shrek.
I was going to say, if I had to take a guess, my favorite movie might be Minions. Or,
Minions. Wait a minute. I thought that was made by Illumination.
oh yeah, Illumination. Sorry. I think my favorite DreamWorks movie has to be, I think possibly Kung Fu Panda, if I'm not correct.
Oh, Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, that's a pretty good choice. If I was Kung Fu fighting. Okay. Did I see Blue Stock? Yes, I've seen that episode so many times, in which basically the clues are basically through a kazoo. I'm not joking. It's a kazoo where it's just notes. It's like, um, Eternal Dan, you're not making sense. So no, I'm not going to repeat that. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Someone watching, please. Okay, he's asking for people to follow him. That's one of the main rules that I break very rarely because I don't say subscribe to me or like my video like most YouTubers do. But if I want to refer to someone that's really, really good, I'll do it. And so far, I've only done it once. Let's see. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Mario Wario or Super Mario Logan? Okay, going off that list, that's a pretty hard choice because Super Mario Logan, his older videos were actually really funny and really good, especially the Mario and Luigi's stupid and retarded adventures. Wait a minute, can I say retarded? I don't know. And then Mario Wario basically invented the whole concept of Woody watches Blue's Clues. So it's a hard choice on that. So I don't know. Blue's Clues dude says, "Do you like me?" Well, I'm assume I would. I mean, if you're not a jerk, if you're not a jerk that just likes to troll people, then yeah, I mean, I guess. And then no, I'm not reading that Eternal Man. You gotta make sense. You can't be giving me numbers. You can't just be giving me numbers like that. So
Really?
let's see. He says, do not end the stream in 15 minutes. End in half an hour, please. I'm gonna have to politely turn that down because within 10 minutes we are going to be going off the air because I know Brandon over here is getting a little bit bored, and I do want to get off and do my own thing too. So we got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to get off in 10 minutes or something, I don't know. I'm responding to these comments.
Anyway.
No, I'm not reading that. Okay, what do you want to say?
Yeah. So anyway, when it's that time, we say we stop the live stream. I have a very special song I want to sing. It's gonna make you happy.
Okay.
You'll see.
Okay, but we got about 8-9 minutes until then. Any more questions, please? We got about 8 minutes left of the live stream.
Okay.
Talking to the chats.
Okay. What was that?
I don't know. I'm talking in an accent, very thick accent, probably of Irish or Scottish. I don't know. I just talk accent wise. Once I start talking in an accent, I can't stop. Unless I want to, but
Okay. So anyway.
Bye, Blue's Clues, dude.
I actually made this in Windows Movie Maker.
What'd you make?
Oh my god. Do you
I
see
can't.
it?
I mean, I see it, but I don't hear anything.
Well, that's because if I play it quick. That's because if I play it, well, that's because if I play it, it'll go too fast.
Ah, okay.
So,
Let's see.
anyways,
The Wiggles for the win ask, what kind of format do you like? VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray? Well, I don't own a Blu-ray player, so either VHS or DVD. Well, I like VHS because I can skip through the commercials and just watch what I wanted to watch.
well, yeah. So. Anyways, so what I said earlier was that, the video that you saw was actually a recreation of the Max and Ruby credits. Okay, I get it.
I think I might have started a trend in some way with these credits, the fan made credits, because back in 2014, one of the earliest videos I did was Blue's Clues fan made credits, and that was like 4 different credit types. And then after that, I saw like kind of a burst in fan made credits. Some of them even getting more views than I could ever imagine. Well, I mean, at that time, but nowadays I'm getting like videos that reached to one of the Dora the Explorer credits actually got 250,000 views. I'm not joking.
Okay. So, anyways, you want to hear this song? It's not the song that's gonna come at the end. It's just this little tune that you want to hear. We sat on down, figured it out. What Blue's Clues were all about. Grandma set up our treasure hunt.
Hint!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's a hint. Look at this, Blue. Let's open it up. You've come so far, the end is near, but now you are here. You are here. We're here, but where are we? The living room. Oh, the living room. Okay, let's put this on our map. I can just imagine like the Scottish version, like kind of portraying myself in that, but it's just basically having kind of like an accent and just being like oh welcome to Blue's Clues. Let's go on in and meet everyone. Let's see. Amazing Man says, "What is my next Blue's Clues Scotland credits I'm planning?" Well, it could be a number of Blue's Clues Scotland credits. I have a bunch on standby that I would love to share, but I don't know if Viacom would love to, react to that. So.
So, anyways, how many minutes do we have left?
How many minutes? We have about 4. So in 2 minutes, I guess you could sing that song. So.
Okay.
Last minute questions. This is roll call for last minute questions before we end it. And it takes about 15, 20 seconds for them to respond. 30 seconds average. Last minute call for questions. Please and thank you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Any closing statements you'd like to say, Brandon, before we end this?
Well, I really like being this live stream with you, and well, as it turns out, we actually we did have a great talk about kids shows and all that sort of stuff, and we talked about other stuff too, and yeah, looks like it's about that time for me to sing the song that you've been waiting for, everybody.
But wait, one more question from the Wiggles. What is my favorite bowl? Okay, you have to make more sense than that. What like, be more specific. Like, what kind of bowl? Do you mean the Super Bowl, the cereal bowl, the soup bowl? What kind of bowl are you talking about?
I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking about. But
Okay. Well, anyway, what's the song that you plan to end this live stream, my friend?
well, It's the song that you might be familiar with. So, let's see. Now it's time for so long.
But we'll sing this one last song.
Thanks for being in this live stream. You sure are nice. You know, with me and you and my friend Scott, we can do anything.
That's what we want to do. Yeah. Okay. We have about 2 minutes left. I guess we have one more question from the whales. Okay, he was more specific this time. What is my favorite soup bowl? Noodles. I like ramen noodle soup.
Okay.
Do you know any other live streams live now? No, I don't. I've been focusing on this live stream since it started. I haven't really done anything but just talk.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Oh, we have. I think we got about a minute and a half right now. Close out. This was actually pretty fun. I do look forward. You know what? You know what we should do? We should get Thursday evening. We should do this live stream and watch the first episode of Blue's Clues that was aired 20 years ago that day. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it might be a great.
And like I said, we can't show this on camera, the visuals, and we can't really show the audio either, just to avoid copyright. But we will talk about it still.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to close out before we stop?
Well, not really, except bye, everybody. I'll see you in the next live stream.
And and before we do end, I will you know how you make Go Anime videos? I want to see if I can cameo in some of them, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Well, thank you, lovely chaps and lovely fellas and lovely pals and everybody who was here. This is Tornado Sponge signing out, saying peace. Do you have a sign out?
Peace.
Peace. Thank you.